Welcome, everybody. My name is Chad Rickabaugh. I'm the founder of RevText, where we help brands better connect using SMS communication. In the world of automation, there is no man better in my life group than Keith Gillispie. I'm honored to have him here today. He's a fellow Marine and a fellow outdoorsman. We do life together, and I want to hear all about what he has to say about automation. So don't touch that dial. You can reach out to him at REI Automated or me at RevText. Keith, why don't you introduce us to yourself in this crazy SaaS world?
Brother, thank you first for having me on. This is wonderful. I love you so much as a brother, as a friend, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. Man, I look up to you a lot. SaaS is fun. We both own businesses in the SaaS aspect, and AI is here to take our jobs. Just kidding. It's here to really help them and make them a lot more fun and make them a lot more interesting. That's for sure. We've been diving into it pretty hardcore in our business the last, I would say six, maybe 8 months now. And dude, it's been awesome. Absolutely epic.
Why don't you give us a high-level overview of REI Automated, who you serve, and how you came up with the idea to start it? I love the founder story.
Cool. So REI Automated, it's a three-pronged business approach. We help real estate investors and build their real estate investing business, and we do that 3 prongs. Pillar number 1 is education. Pillar number 2 is systems. Pillar number 3 is support. And so I am first and foremost a real estate investor. Started back in 2016. I've done deals across 34 states. I've raised a little more than $10 million to get these deals done. And I've joined a lot of programs. I'm in program number 52 right now. And so I say that to say I've seen a lot of people come and go, man. And a lot of newer real estate investors feel stuck. They feel unsure. They feel like they're spinning their wheels, just apprehensive about what their next step is towards closing, especially their first deal. Once you get to your first deal, things change, right? But it's that first deal that's kind of like a glass ceiling, a mental roadblock. And so what we provide, we have a literal step-by-step framework that just simplifies all things real estate investing. And we do that by combining this pillar number 1, which is education, pillar number 2, which is systems, and pillar number 3, which is our personal one-on-one support. And this way it just empowers you, man. You can confidently close your first deal within 90 days of coming in. You can build a scalable, automated business. And I did this even when I was active duty full-time in the Marine Corps. And so if you don't know where you start, if you've been, you signed up to other programs, you've been kind of let down by other programs, like I'm here to tell you, that is where we come in clutch.
That's awesome. Yeah, while I was hanging out in the beer garden with fellow Marines, Keith was back in the barracks flipping houses. That's so right. Great, man. So real estate, I love your 3-pronged approach. That's a solid tripod of excellence with the education, which helps cure the confidence, right? Yep. You're closing that knowledge gap, paying down that ignorance tax with the education side. And then the systems, you got to have systems. Jesus himself loves systems. We try and incorporate them into all of our businesses. That's great, man. Well, tell me about the past of automation. We'll do past, current, and then future, wrap up on AI and where that's going to be. When you started, where was automation? Well, first define automation and then tell us where it's been.
Yeah. Wow. When we started REI Automated, we officially launched, in 2021, and we're called REI Automated. So obviously automation plays a large part in our business, but it was really just I'll say there's 2 ways that I can paint this. I can say there's a very comprehensive system, or I can say there's a very complex web. Depending on if you're engineer minded, you're going to see this mind map that we've created and you're going to be like, wow, they've thought of everything. Every single decision tree, it is massive. Or if you're not an engineer minded person, you're going to look at this and be like, dude, that's freaking confusing. That's too much. Well, we're really made for both people. We're made by engineers for engineer minded people, but we're also here. The biggest thing that I'll just take it really back to real estate investors. The biggest thing that will take a real estate investor out is analysis paralysis. Really, let's just call it entrepreneurship. Honestly, it's not just real estate investing, but it's entrepreneurship. If you get paralyzed because you're not taking the action that's necessary, you're dead in the water. And I've seen more entrepreneurs get taken out from that than anything else. And so everything that we've done is to ensure that the next step happens. And we facilitate that a lot through automation. So we actually have if my count is accurate, we have 391 flows built in to our system, which means that 391 mundane, menial, repetitive, dare I say stupid tasks you hate: updating the communication status and the follow-up status and the lead status and writing the notes and moving things to the next step in the pipeline and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get it. Here's the thing though. All that stuff needs to happen. And That's so right. We automated every single one of those things. So 391 things that a real estate investor is going to have to do. And if you're not doing it, you really should be doing it. They're all automated. And however, in the past, it's been just a sequence, a predetermined, well thought out sequence. That was automation. And where it is now, have you ever read the book Principles by Ray Dalio?
No.
It's a really amazing book. So Ray Dalio was biggest hedge fund in the world. He managed it, one of the greatest traders ever. And his book Principles goes in depth. I mean, this thing is about as big and dry as a dictionary. It's absolutely huge. But he goes in depth of like, well, shoot, should I buy or should I, here's what's happening with the stock. Should I buy or should I sell? I'm going to sell. Well, how much should I sell? I should sell this much. Well, is that a percentage or is that a dollar amount? It's a percentage. Well, why this percentage? And, and he drills it down to, this is the principle in which I'm making this decision. Cool. Now, instead of having to map everything out, now you just teach the principle to ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever your
AI tool here.
Yep. You teach it the principle and then it can make the decision for you.
That's amazing.
This morning I spent about 2 to 4 hours on AI each day. And this morning we're fine tuning a model to answer questions like me. We're building a little Keith bot. And so we already have, I hold a class. It's about 75 minutes, 3 times a week. And I've been doing this for 4 years running, and I've only missed about 10 events total. So I don't know what that math is, but that's a lot of minutes, right?
That's a lot.
We transcribed all of those, took all of the questions that's ever been asked. It's 2,864 questions. We plugged that in, and now you can ask it any real estate investing question, even specific to our software, specific to our entrance strategies, our exit strategies, our deliverables within REI Automated, or just general knowledge or deal structure or deal analysis. It's the coolest thing ever. And you can ask a really specific question, and it will answer just like me. And you can take this into any industry, at this point, any industry, and fine-tune a model. It's so amazing.
Are you able to update it in the event that there's an industry change or you changed your mind on something?
Yeah, matter of fact, we have it hard-coded that if there's conflicting, everything is time-stamped.
Okay.
So on this day, at this time, Keith said this. And then on this day, at this time, Keith said this. If there's ever conflicting evidence, this is hard-coded. It's looking for conflicts. It's analyzing the conflict. Did something change outside? Did something change inside? Maybe Keith changed his mind on something. Why did he change his mind on something? And then it will provide the user, Keith used to say this, now he says this. This is why. This is what you should do moving forward.
Good.
So we've taught it how to answer properly. Yeah, that was one of the most important things moving forward because so much is changing in real estate right now over the last the last 6 months. There's been a lot of legislation that's been passed.
I'm sure. And which AI tools are you using to do that?
Right now, we're only using ChatGPT. I'm a fairly big ChatGPT fan. We use Grok. We use Grok for the coding. Grok is far superior in its coding ability. As of right now, when this podcast is going, that literally could change.
Yeah,
that could literally change in a month. But right now, Grok is exceptional at coding. ChatGPT is exceptional at language models and language patterns of people speaking. And so when this thing answers, it literally answers like I do.
Wow.
With my patterns and everything. It's really cool.
So you're actually integrating a GPT into your back end to answer these questions?
It's not only built into our app, so our clients can go in and ask it questions, And it's quite literally. So phase one is it's just going to come up with a text like Keith. But phase two is actually, I have thousands of hours, probably maybe even encroaching on tens of thousands of hours of me in front of a video talking. So it knows what I look like. It knows my facial expressions. It knows how I use my hand. And I'm going to create a Keith that pops up on the screen and answers just like I would actually answer in real life.
I see the ads for it's usually a extremely beautiful person that's easy on the eyes.
Yeah,
like,
or the baby ones.
I am not real. I am AI. And I'm like, get out of here. That is insane.
Yeah.
So they're going to replicate you.
Yep.
I thought it would be funny if you could adjust the dialect based on where they are. So if you had a client that had a New Jersey zip code, it would change.
Be so fun.
It would, forget about it. It would do that. If it was a Southern zip code, it would do a Southern draw. And I think that's like AI 103.
Yeah.
But it's coming, right?
Absolutely.
It's here. I always say that, AI is going to make the Industrial Revolution seem like a mere vapor.
Yeah.
This is going to be
way bigger than the internet.
And I think I've used chatbots before to get answers I need from one of our API integrators, and it got me everything I wanted faster than a person could.
Yep.
Which is insane. One concern I do have about AI is that I have a good friend that says AI does not have heart. It's not real. There's not a soul there.
Yeah.
And I believe that in the advancement of AI, people are going to want to do business with people. I think that's my prediction, my hypothesis, if you will, that, people are going to want to do business with people because they're just going to get tired of AI. I could be wrong. AI could be the most advanced thing and it does take us overall, but it's a phenomenal time to be in tech, to be in SaaS. I think we're at the foothills of Mount Everest when it comes to AI.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that there's also some ethical concerns as well.
Let's dive into that. What do you think?
Yeah, I have a couple of... I'm very convicted in this. I have a couple friends who actually own businesses that are AI, essentially they're AI cold calling centers. And obviously it's specifically for real estate. So they're calling sellers who are going through a divorce, who have recently inherited a house, who are going through pre-foreclosure, who are just got a huge bill for stage 4 cancer, or they have a landlord issue or whatever. These people are...
These are rough chapters of somebody's life.
Yes, they have been dealt such a tough set of cards right now. And here's my ethical standpoint is those people want nothing more than to talk to somebody who will hear them and who will help them, and not talk to some chat bot that is just there for a transactional business experience.
Right.
And so I think, it's really easy for them to sell this to real estate investors because I don't have to do anything. I just let the bot go and talk to people. So it's really easy for them to sell it. However, I think that there's going to be retention issues, and I don't think that it's going to get results. And I think 6 to 12 months from now, they're going to have a big issue with attrition, with fallout of these clients not getting results. They can no longer pay for their services because there's no money coming in from these AI bots.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, people crave relationships. I think that was the biggest downfall to COVID in my experience was that, they said social distancing. And that didn't pan out well because humans, as we learned, are social beings. We need to interact with people, somebody with a soul on the other end of the line, not some chatbot, even as advanced as it is.
Yeah. And you can tell. You can tell
now. So you can tell now.
Yeah.
But I think some of the stuff that I'm seeing, because I do keep my finger on the pulse of it, and I think in the very near future, within 3 to 6 months, you're going to not be able to tell. I mean, look at the videos they're creating. It's insane. I think Hollywood's in trouble.
Oh my God. Yeah. Some of the videos that have come out are super cool.
Correct.
It'll take a lot of prompts, and but you can just hire a couple of, you don't even have to hire actors. You just have to hire somebody who has a vision, who can put those visions into words through a prompt.
That's right.
And you have the most, you don't have to, cutscene.
Right.
You don't have to reshoot. You don't care about inclement weather. You don't have to
Yeah.
buy a car to drive off a cliff.
So yeah, exactly. Let's double click on the prompts. What are some of the tips and tricks you give to somebody who's maybe new to AI? That, you know, what advice would you give on crafting good prompts that get you results?
I think that, okay, again, on a fundamental level, I think that AI is going to help us in a really big way. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like altogether in humanity, not even entrepreneurial world, I think we have a hard time getting clear on exactly it is that we want.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, if you put in a bad prompt, you're going to get a bad result. And so I'm here to tell you that if you get a result that is subpar, that you're upset with, it is nobody else's fault other than you. Get better at prompts. And what a blessing this has been for me, because I was that jackwagon that's putting in a really bad short prompt, not thinking through what I want, just expecting AI to do the work for me. And I get it back and I go, oh, I know on a fundamental truth, that's my fault.
Right.
Let me
take accountability for it. It's not going to know. It can't read my mind yet.
Right. So let me spend 5 minutes thinking through exactly what I want. You know, I actually wonder if I can bring up the prompt that I had up this morning. I kind of have this secret for my prompts that I'll go ahead and I'll share.
They're your secrets.
I actually use ChatGPT to create the prompt for ChatGPT.
What a time to be alive.
So this is what I said. I was this was literally this morning. I'm creating a webinar right now, right?
Got it.
And so I wanted to build just really, really good instructions. I realized that if I give it great instructions, then it's going to give me great feedback the whole rest of the time that I'm working within this project. And so I said, hey, I want you to become my prompt creator. Your goal is to help me craft the best possible prompt for my needs. The prompt will be used by you, ChatGPT. You will follow the following 3-step process. Step 1, your first response will be to ask me what the prompt should be about. I will provide my answer, but we will need to improve it through continuous reiterations of going through these next steps. Number 2, based on my input, you will generate 3 sections. A revised prompt. So provide your rewritten prompt. It should be clear, concise, and easily understood by you. B, suggestions. I want you to provide suggestions on what details to include in the prompt to improve it. And C, questions. Ask any relevant questions pertaining to what additional information is needed from me to improve the prompt. Now, step 3, we will continue this iterative process with me providing additional information to you and you updating the prompt in the revised prompt section above until it's complete. And so it's constantly asking me a question. Here's what I'm providing it to you. And then it's saying, okay, based off of this, here's what I'm changing. Here's some suggestions. Here's a new set of questions. I answer the questions. Okay, based off of what you told me, here's the prompt. Here's some suggestions. Here's some questions. We went through it 4 iterations before it told me I'm good. No further questions needed. The prompt that it gave me was absolutely, it was perfect. It could not get any better.
So you're using a prompt to generate a prompt and you're feeding it information all along the way to give you the best.
That's correct.
That's incredible.
And this is something that I do it all the time. You can play 20 questions. A simpler version of this, because that was kind of like this 3 steps and then like the second step has 3 steps and it's kind of a long thing, right? I'm telling you, that's the best way to do it. But prior to this, what I would do is I would tell it, I would like to play 20 questions with you. I want you to ask me 20. This is the basics of what I want. Ask me 20 questions. I'm going to respond. And then I copy and paste and I, QA. I give it all the answers. And at the very bottom, I say, now, based off of my responses above, what secondary or follow-on questions do you have for me? And it would give me another 10, 12, maybe 15. Incredible. I would answer those. Same thing. What additional secondary or questions do you have for me? We would do 3 or 4 iterations of this playing 20 questions until it gave me exactly what I wanted.
Exactly what you needed. My kids play this game on Alexa where you guess a celebrity or just a famous person and it will ask you 20 questions, bro.
Yeah.
It gets the person every time.
Absolutely.
Like I'll say like, in my mind, I won't tell it, but I'll be like Dan Marino, quarterback for the Dolphins during the 90s. And it will start off, is he an athlete? Is he an actor? And by the time, is your person Dan Marino from the Miami Dolphins? How does it know? It's incredible the elimination and information gathering it can get from 20 questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a slingshot. So how'd the webinar turn out? You got a good script for it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not nearly done with it. I have merely created the prompt.
Correct.
In order to create, your origin story, your limiting beliefs and everything like that. So I'm going through it. But honestly, here's the thing. It's just like building a house, bro. Like building the house is the easy part. It's the planning, the permitting, and the foundation that sets you up for success or failure. And so the plans and the permits is exactly what I just did. Here, the prompt. Because that set of instructions is exactly what you need, and it will absolutely make it or break. It will absolutely set you up for success or failure through your project.
What a hack this resource is, and think about all the times we could be born, and we're here in this launch pad of AI. Yeah. And I think about like our granddads, they didn't have this capability. The fact that, you can have this tool to immediately improve readability for your copywriting.
Yeah.
At the most basic, like that's like your AI 101 is copywriting.
Yep.
And that's so great. But I do think a lot of people are being able to tell what's AI written and what's not. Yeah, what are some dead giveaways for you when you see something that's AI?
Good question. So there's three that are like right off the bat, and I have these hard coded in my preferences.
Do not use GPT. Yeah.
Do not ever give me a dash. Any sort of dash, especially M dashes. That is a dead giveaway that this is written by ChatGPT. There will be no dashes in my copy ever.
That's good.
Number 2, no use of emojis whatsoever, no matter what. Emojis is the second dead giveaway, especially the stupid rocket ship, the blue one.
Yeah, for sure. That's always used.
And then the third is use of really big, overly professional words. Dump that crap down to a 5th grade reading level, because that's number 1, that's how we actually talk. And number 2, that's what the masses are going to be able to appreciate and read, rather than like have to think what that sentence meant.
Correct. Yeah. Avoid technical jargon at all costs.
Yeah.
Some of the words, dwelve, like nobody's writing that word. How do you feel when somebody may write you an email or reply to you and you can tell it's AI?
Yeah. I have been known to just copy and paste an AI generated response back to them.
Back right out.
You want to write me an AI generated response? Great.
Right.
Here you go.
What a time to be alive, where the robots are talking. We're not even doing it.
It's so funny. Speaking of that, and speaking of I don't know if I ever told you this story, but last year I was in the tree stand deer hunting, and I called. And across the field, I heard a buck call in response, and I was so excited.
Yeah, you heard a grunt. Yeah.
I grunted about 2 minutes later, and he grunted back. We went back and forth for 20 minutes before I realized that it was another hunter. Talk about
that's how I feel when I get an AI.
Full retard. That's exactly right. So you have these two hunters talking to each other. AI's talking to each other. I see it in Facebook comments, bro. Here's a Facebook comment that I know is written by ChatGPT, and here's a response that I know is written by ChatGPT, and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And sure, I mean, I guess it's getting the engagement up, and the algorithm is working for that.
Yeah,
but that's
the algo. Yeah, that is stupid, and you can spot it now. But my fear is you won't be able to spot it in the future as people refine their prompts, and AI, it's listening to us, I'm sure, right now.
Yeah.
We use Fathom, so it's capturing everything.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So you've got the chatbot in work. You've got, eliminating time. Sticky note here. I was listening to Craig Rochelle's leadership podcast. Highly recommend that. And he said, when it comes to dealing with daily tasks, evaluate, eliminate, delegate, and automate. So those 4 things, is evaluate what what could be eliminated. Then you eliminate that thing, or you delegate it, and you automate. I try not to, things that are going to move the needle is always the main focus. Is this task helping me grow the business? Yep. If it's not, I need to do one of those 4 things and automate. What would you say one of the best automations are that you've included that save the most time and money? Do you have one that stands out to you that gets used the most?
For me specifically in SaaS, it's maybe not relevant to a lot of people, so I hesitate to talk a lot about it, but coding, we used to have a full stack developer, and these people are very costly, anywhere between $150,000 and $200,000 per year. And quite literally, we've taken a whole fleet, 6 people, and narrowed it down to just one. And this one person, I swear to you, this one person using AI now is doing more faster than all 6 of them were full time. And so that's specific to me. When it comes to like everyday people who are not coding, I would encourage you to use it as more of a brainstorming thing. So maybe this wouldn't be like a daily task where you can make money, save money, or create more time or efficiencies. I like to use it as brainstorming, and I will have straight on conversations with it. Like on your mobile, you can just use the microphone and talk back and forth. And so I'll have straight on conversations with it. I think that's a powerful resource, especially for anybody who's entrepreneurial minded and wants to, I think the average IQ is like 138 or something.
Yeah. Wow.
So you're talking to something that's really smart, especially if you use O3, which is the what's that called?
Yeah, we're
advanced
on
reasoning.
4.0 now. For chat, yeah, it's only getting better.
No, I don't like 4.0. Don't use 4.0 for it. It's 0.3.
Really?
So I have the paid model. We have the $200 per month model, and so 4.0 is fast. It's great for like normal stuff, just browsing the internet or whatever. 0.3 is what we use for advanced reasoning. It's really fast. There's 0.3 Pro, and that takes forever for reasoning. It takes like a whole minute to generate a response. I'm not a real big fan of that, but 0.3 is actually exceptionally fast and very, very good at reasoning. And that's the one that I talk to most of the time.
Okay. I just switched the little toggle here.
Yeah.
And great for...
are you in for a treat?
Great. GPT 4.0 says great for most tasks. 0.3 says uses advanced reasoning.
Yeah.
So there are different models that show what they're good at.
4.5 is really good at copywriting.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to be on model, 18 here before we know it.
Yeah. Our API calls are using 4.1, which isn't even released to the public. But once you have an API, I guess, developers are hooking up developers. So API calls, you tie into 4.1, which is basically all of them combined into 4.1.
Wow.
So you don't have to toggle back and forth. It's going to choose whatever model is best for that situation. Really cool.
What's your read on people who have privacy concerns? I've pumped a good amount of intellectual property into this browser here. What's your concerns about that?
I don't know what to say about that.
You obviously feel pretty safe if you're playing 20 questions with it.
So, it knows everything about me. It knows where I live. It knows my business models for both of them. It knows, I ask it personal stuff. Like it knows what my hobbies are and my wife's hobbies. And, because I'm thinking date night creation ideas and what can we do as a family of 4 and stuff like this. It planned out our anniversary trip, like where we're going this weekend. It planned that trip. And so, there's some serious concerns if you're a very private person. I've given it nothing that it can really that I know of, hurt me with. Maybe if robots take over and then it's going to know me exactly and it's going to be able to read me like a freaking...
Yeah, that's 5.0.
Yeah. So I guess that there's some concerns for that. I would encourage anybody to be, don't be stupid. Give it your freaking bank account information or password to something that is protected by you. And honestly, we're at the bleeding edge. We're not even the cutting, we're at the tip right now of AI. So there's very little laws, regulations, legislation around it. I'm certain that this is going to be bound by red tape in just a few short years. Right now, it's moving very quickly because there's no red tape. There is no bureaucratic policies that you have to walk around. And so it's as much of a blessing as a curse. I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, I'm investing in it. I would encourage everybody to pick out a couple stocks, whether it's NVIDIA or even the big ones, the Microsofts, but take a chance on smaller AI companies because, like I said, Industrial Revolution, that's going to be a mere vapor. This is going to change the world as we know it. It's exciting for our kids. We're both fathers, and I recently told my kids in a car ride, I said, there's going to be a before AI world and a post-AI world, much like the internet, cell phones, all kinds of big industrial moves.
Yeah.
What do you think our kids' future is going to look like with AI?
Life gets a lot more complex. We think that
it's getting easier before it gets complex.
I think that it's going to be just as everything. I don't think that it's good or bad, right? People will say social media is bad. Well, that's not true. Social media can be used as a tool, and you can curate an amazing community of people. You can learn, you can grow, you can make tons of money.
That's right.
Our wives, that's their entire business,
That's
social media. So a thing isn't good or bad. A thing is, we attach the meaning to a thing. My mentor gave me this analogy a long time ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. Somebody walks into a bank, and this bank, New York City, you walk into it, and when you walk in, you swing open this door. This door isn't a normal 8-foot door. This is an 18-foot door. It's absolutely magnificent. The thing swings open so easy. You walk in. It's not one story. It's 5 stories. Beautiful chandeliers. There's granite that literally goes all the way up. There's these huge pillars. Everybody is walking around in suit and tie. Some people, they'll walk into this bank and say, my gosh, they put so much money into this. They could be out there putting my money to work, getting a better investment. They could be making so much more of an impact, but here they have this gross, elaborate, what a waste of money. Whereas the next person who walks in, they see this, and the total opposite. Wow, these people are killing it. They are doing so good to have this much money to put back into themselves, to raise the perceived value of anybody who walks in, to attract a crowd of people. Totally different mindset. One of them is bad. This is a bad bank. One of them is good. This is a good bank. Is the bank good or bad? It's neither. We only attach the meaning. We only attach the meaning to it.
That's good. That's really good.
I think that AI is going to be the same for this.
Sorry. I believe that you only can control your actions and your reactions.
Yeah.
So AI is going to be something that we don't have control over. So if I can't control it, I'm not going to react to it negatively or favorably. I'm, just going to be. It's that stoic mindset. That's so good. Man, that's awesome. All right. Well, if people want to learn more about REI Automated, maybe they're thinking about getting in real estate. Maybe they're looking for help with selling their house. How can they learn more about you?
The easiest way is going to just be find me on social media, probably Facebook, just by typing in my name, Keith Gillispie, Gillispie, and that'll direct you wherever you want to go. If you want to get a free course, if you want to check out a demo video, if you just want to, watch my ugly mug.
They can't get enough of you. And your website is reiautomated.io. That's awesome. Well, the same thing goes for me. If you're interested in better communicating with your audience using compliant, compelling text message suite of automations, we've got you covered. You can visit us at revtext.io and look forward to working with you. Keith, Semper Fi, my brother.
Semper Fi. Thank you, brother.
Tell the family we said hello, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Sounds good, man.